Alright, you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, B. Done Elizabeth, and I'm here with a video that I think everyone needs to hear, including myself, because I still fall victim to this. And this video is going to discuss tips on how to stop overindulging, stop overeating, and the most important thing is learn how to eat in moderation. So, don't grab, sweets. Maybe grab you some popcorn, get you a bottle of water, and get ready to take notes because I'm finna give y'all the real deal spill, alright? Keep watching. Okay, so if y'all see me looking down, I have my computer in front of me so I can stay on track because I tend to get off subject easily. But even though I do get off subject, it's still going to be valuable information that will help you with your weight loss journey or your weight gain journey. And I feel like this just, tips to just have in life and comment in general, however you want to say it. But, so, one thing I realized for myself is I tend to overeat and overindulge when I go on long periods of time of restricting myself for stuff that I love. So, here comes the first tip on how to stop overeating and overindulging, which is stop restricting yourself. So, I tend to see people go on these 30 days fast where they don't do no sugar, no sweets, no sodas, whatever like that. And then after the 30 days is over, they drink up all the soda, they eat up all the sweets, everything you could think of, that's what they eat up because they went a long period of time without having that. When you go without for so long, when you do have a chance to get it again, you will overindulge. And, just in general, a mind is a strong thing. And sometimes when it comes to something you really want, your mind just can't fight it. And we all can agree on that. So, one way to stop restricting yourself is one thing that I like to do is this 80-20 rule. And so this picture right here that you see is a good explanation of the 80-20 rule, which means eat healthy 80% of the time and 20% of the time be human, which means enjoy foods that you love and just do it. Just enjoy foods that you love, because I feel like sometimes people try to walk in a straight line all the time and be perfect patty, and sometimes you have to realize that we're not perfect patty, okay? We all human, we all have our wants and our cravings, and you should definitely go for them, okay? So, tip number 2 to stop overeating and overindulging is learning self-discipline. And one thing that I realized is self-discipline is a very, very strong thing that you have to develop in order to make it far in a weight loss journey. Self-discipline, once you develop self-discipline, that comes with the consistency, that comes with the dedication. But just with anything in life, you have to learn how to be disciplined. You have to learn how to say no to things that you know not right. And you got to learn how to say yes to things that you know is the better route for you. And so, one thing I realized about self-discipline for me when it comes to overeating and overindulging is I always sit down and ask myself, how will I feel after I eat all this shit? And 9 times out of 10, if I have it in my mind that I'm going to enjoy the food that I love, it's okay to do that, but you don't have to eat, just keep eating and never stop. Like, because usually once you take that first bite, or you have that one plate, that one serving, in actuality, you're satisfied. But with the mind being a strong thing and not having that self-discipline, you will continue to eat and to continue to eat. And one thing that I always used to do is, as long as I know it's there, I'll keep eating and not stop. And I have to realize that constant cycle of doing good for so long and then go to a point where I just overeat and then have to work off that all over again, it's just like redundant. It's not common sense. And I just couldn't keep going in that same circle. So when it comes to a weekend where I know I want to enjoy a meal, or I want to, enjoy something like I really, really want, I'm not going to call it a cheat meal because I just don't like to call it that. And I feel like that psychology, I hope that's the word, y'all. Don't mind me if I say the wrong words, but that psychology of calling stuff a cheat meal, it's like in your mind, you tell yourself overindulge. Eat what you want, it's okay because it's a cheat meal. But in actuality, it's okay to have a meal that doesn't have to be called a cheat meal, that you can still enjoy and still can, not feel extra guilty afterwards. Like, not feel like, oh, I feel like a pig. I'm sick. My stomach hurt. I ate too much. Just not feel that way. Okay? Tip number 3 is to listen to your mind about hunger. So one thing I also used to do is, well, not used to, I still do it now, is I kind of have conversations in my head when I feel like I see a lot of food and I be like, dang, I really want to eat up everything I see. But I have a conversation in my head and I ask myself, Done, are you hungry? And sometimes you really have to sit and just think for a minute and ask yourself, are you hungry? Because sometimes I find myself just eating just because it's stuff. Like I said, I always used to eat just because it's stuff. But if you sit down and ask yourself, like, are you really hungry? Like, do you really want to eat? Like, of course, yeah, you want to eat, but are you really hungry? And so when you sit down and ask yourself, am I hungry? In your mind going to tell you the right thing from the jump. If you hear no in your head, but the other side of your head is saying, girl, eat that food, listen to the first one. Because 9 times 10 you're not hungry. And one thing I realized is you only, necessarily you don't have to only eat when you're hungry, but if you know, you either just ate or you really don't want to eat, but you just want something in your mouth, go grab a peppermint or a piece of gum and chew it. Grab you some water, drink it up, and move on. Don't just eat because it's there, okay? The solution to this is to find your daily calorie intake. And if you are normal to my channel, you hear me preach and talk about calorie deficit all the time because, in my opinion, it's the most effective way to lose weight. Which means you can eat what you want, enjoy your foods, nutrient-based foods, sweet foods, whatever you want, as long as you stay within that point. Stay within that calorie intake. And so, once you find your daily calorie intake, you will realize, it's I think of it like, this how much money I gotta spend today on food. And as long as it fits inside of that number, then you can have it. And so that's why it's easier to incorporate if you want some ice cream, incorporate if you want some cheesecake, incorporate if you want a burger or something with some french fries or some fried chicken. Damn, that shit sounds good. But anyways, it's good to have that because then you can realize, that you are still able to have those foods without feeling like it's a cheat meal. Stop saying it. It's not a cheat meal. If you can have it, if it fit, then it's good, okay? Thank you. Is to space out your meals. So one thing that I used to do is I would eat a whole bunch of food at once, maybe 1,000 calories in one sitting. And then say for instance me, my calorie deficit is at this point is 1,500, and if I ate in one sitting 1,000 calories at breakfast at IHOP at 11 o'clock, I have several hours left in the day to only have 500 calories left. 500. Only have 500 calories left for the rest of the day, which will eventually lead to what? Overeating. Exactly. So do not sit there and eat 1,000 calories in one sitting because it's just not worth it. Okay, unless you just only gonna eat that one time a day, which I don't suggest. Do not just eat one time a day, because then that could lead to under eating. But just learn how to space out your meals. So for me now, I do breakfast, I do lunch, and I try to at least have 2 snacks. On a busy day, I only probably do 1 snack. And if it's an extra busy day, I only eat 3 times. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or probably a protein shake in between, just to make sure I'm spacing out my meals. And then that allowed me to enjoy food throughout the whole day without feeling like I'm going to end up overeating or overindulging because I didn't sit down and ate a whole bunch of food at one time and now I don't have nothing left. And tip again, everybody's calorie deficit is different. So just because I said my calorie deficit is 1,500, that will not be your calorie deficit, okay? Just a heads up on that. So next thing that I want to talk about is eating out. So one thing, when I first started my journey, even now, I really hardly ever eat out. Now I'm starting to eat out more because, like I said, I use MyFitnessPal to track my calories, and a lot of restaurants, they have the MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal have the calorie count for that, for the certain restaurants. Only certain, not all of them. But another thing that you realize is they not being like me with OCD, sitting there putting everything on the food scale, weighing everything one thing by one thing. So you don't realize how many extra calories you're getting from like extra butter, extra salt, extra sugar and stuff they put in the food. So when you eating out, it's pretty much up in the air how many calories you eating. So hey, but that don't mean don't go eat out. Like, be human, go eat out. Cause I went and ate out, not last night, I went out and had drinks, had a good time, but I wasn't worried about the calorie count because I wanted to go have a good time. Okay, so one thing that I used to do is, if I knew I was going to eat out, I would literally starve myself the whole day, because in my head I'm like, okay, let me save my calories for when I go out to eat. Do not do that. Do not do that. That is rule number one when going to eat out. Do not starve yourself until it's time to go eat. Because if you like me, when I get to the table, I'm starving, I'm irritated, I'm waiting on my food to come, I'm drinking up all the damn water, eating up all the damn bread and the appetizer, and then when my food come, I'm gonna eat all that too. And then if my boyfriend not done eating his food, I'm gonna eat his too. Cause you hungry, you starving, and once you see all that food in your face, you just can't help yourself, and that's why self-discipline is key. And like now when I go out to eat, I'm able to just eat my food and be okay because I'm not starving when I go. And I develop more self-discipline to tell myself, just because it's there, you don't have to eat up everything done. You just don't have to do that. Is to find healthier substitutes for your cravings. Okay, so I am really big on finding healthier substitutes for my cravings, because one of my favorite cravings, and it's all of a sudden because I know it was a big thing on this, I love cheesecake. And I used to get those Sara Lee cheesecakes, the little pie thing. And if I ate one piece, I was going to eat another one. And I was going to eat another one. And I was going to keep eating it until I just disliked it. And it's like, don't do that either. I'm just telling y'all. I'm going to get y'all, I want y'all to criticize me because I got to practice what I preach. So that's why I'm telling y'all these tips, because I do this all the time. Well, not no more, but I used to do it all the time, and I don't want you guys to make the same mistakes. But sometimes you have to make those mistakes to learn from them, and that's why I'm giving them to you, for you to write them down and put it in your mind to not be like done. Don't be like done with the overeating and the overindulging. Okay, so a couple healthier substitutes that I can think off the top of my head is like for cheesecake, Your Plate has these yogurt whips, as you see right here on the screen, and it is like a yogurt mousse, and it's like strawberry cheesecake, and it's really, really good. I love it, and I use it as my snack. Every time I'm craving like cheesecake, I'll do this one. Or Dandelion Fit has strawberry cheesecake, and it comes with the graham crackers and stuff, as you see here also. And then the next thing we have is Chobani has like the Chobani flips, and those are actually good also because they have a cheesecake one. They also have key lime pie. They also have Oreo, the Oreo one, and mostly sometimes like, since it's cream cheese is so close to, like yogurt to me, so whenever I substitute it for a yogurt, I'm still as satisfied. But when I get to a point where I'm like, okay, this yogurt ain't cutting it no more, and I want a little piece of cheesecake, I would do it. And another thing is, they have like these little cute recipes to make like the little mini cheesecakes that come in like the thing. You can make them at home. You don't have to bake them and stuff. That's also a good idea too. But let me stop talking like y'all only like cheesecake, because let me speak in general. So a lot of other healthy substitutes that I use is like, instead, I really like bread, so instead of using like regular bread, I use this honey wheat keto bread, as you see here also. And it's 40 calories per slice. So just finding different ways to still get that taste and that flavor, not the same, but similar, and just finding stuff to substitute it. Like I said, my main thing that I stand on is eating more for less, because it's always easier to get more food for less calories and still be satisfied, okay? All right, so here we go to the last thing that really much what sums up this whole video is just overall learning how to eat in moderation. And the main thing was that with that is just learning how to not restrict yourself. I don't recommend going on 30 days, like those 30-day fasts, because I did it before, lost 10 pounds, gained a lot of it back, and it was because I went without for so long, and I tried to, at the end I rewarded myself, not with like going to buy me a cute outfit to put on, not going to buy me another pair of shoes to work out and shoot in, but instead I went and ate up everything, and I drunk up everything, and I didn't stop, until I got on the scale and I was like, whoa, done. You just backpedal really, really fast. But didn't beat myself up about it, got right back on track, and the weight dropped like this. And that video will be coming also about how to get back on track once you fall off. So be on the lookout for that also. See how I got on track, y'all? Back to what we're talking about. And so, like another thing that I mentioned is just balancing more nutrient-based foods over like less healthier foods. You know, just make sure you're getting a variety of the foods that you love, and then also making sure you're eating your vegetables, you eating your fruit, you eating more, you know, taking in that good amount of protein, and just making sure you incorporate that into your daily diet. I hate that I said that word, daily eating, y'all. I don't like that word either. I don't like diet, and I don't like cheat meal. Hate those words. And another thing, the 80-20 rule. And the 80-20 rule will really, really help you, because if you be the best that you can be 80% of the time, that 20% will only keep you motivated to, you know, just stay on track. I always really, really big on the 80-20 rule. Like, okay, on the weekend I might go have me a drink. I might go have me, you know, something. I might go eat out or whatever like that, and then still be okay. Still stay on track. Still be on my daily routine and not feel guilty about it and feel great. You know, actually just feel great. So I hope this video was very, very helpful, and I will write all the tips that I mentioned down below in the details, just in case you want to write, make you some daily affirmations and just some quick motivation before I leave. If you believe you can, you will. I believe in you. If I can do it, I know you can do it. And it just takes some self-discipline, dedication, and some consistency to help yourself get there. And I always see a lot of people try to start their weight loss journey, but they never give their body enough time to, you know, for them to see those changes. You have to be patient, and you have to realize that it's more so like developing a lifestyle instead of trying to hurry up and get to the end of that race. Because if you only worry about getting to the finish line, it will move further and further away from you. And I am an advocate of that, and I am a living witness, okay? Start to just focus more on being healthier overall, being healthier just in general, learning how to, you know, taking that daily water, taking those daily vegetables, taking that daily fruit. And as you get into the habit of just incorporating that into your daily routine, before you know it, you'll look in the mirror and be like, wow, who is that? And I'm telling y'all because I know it. So like I said, believe in yourself. The only thing that's stopping you is you. And the only thing that's stopping you from reaching your goals is you. But if you know you can do it, you will. And thanks for watching this video.